Hello, in this video I'm taking a look at the WooCommerce add-on for the Astra theme, or to be more precise, the Astra Pro version of the theme. Now this is a video I never expected to be making. If you know me from other videos or you listen to the WP Builds podcast, you may already know that I'm a big fan of the Beaver Builder theme, and nothing's changed there. It's just that I've been looking over the package that I bought last year that I thought was just too good a value to ignore, and that was the Astra Agency package, which includes the Pro add-on to their theme and a whole bunch of other plugins by Brainstorm Force, and in fact will include any other plugins that they're going to make in the future. But it's only really as they've added this WooCommerce extension that I thought, oh, I can actually use this to solve a few of my problems, and that's what I'm going to talk about in the rest of this video. I'm also conscious that there are some excellent videos out there by Addon over at WP Crafter. I think he also contributes to some of their plugins, so I don't want to overlap too much. I'm sure I will, but I'll have, I guess, a little different take on things. And as I do with my videos where I can, I've created for you a live demo site over at astra.beaverjunction.com, and the link will be below. Now this site looks entirely different to my other live demos, and that's because I've used another one of the Brainstorm Force plugins called Astra Sites, which is a free and a premium plugin, and it allows you to create with one click a full website. So in this case it's created a full e-commerce shop with all of the products, and I've slightly ruined the design by adding in the login. So what you'll need to do to create your own version of this site and to test things out is to just come, answer this simple captcha, press try demo, give it a little bit of time, and it will create a new version of this site, and you will be able to try things out for yourself. Now at the moment I've added all of the plugins that are presently out as part of the agency package, but not all of these will work with my live demo, but certainly the Astra Theme Pro add-ons will work, so you can test out certainly the WooCommerce things I'm talking about today. Okay, I'm conscious that I'm not looking at the camera now, so I'm going to close this off and carry on with the rest of the video without me staring at you. So bye-bye for now. Okay, so before I go any further, I probably should mention something on prices, as there are going to be some changes there. So I'm at the Astra site now, and we'll take a look at their pricing table. Now, as I'm recording this on the 19th of February 2018, I do know over the next couple of months there are going to be some changes, and the lifetime deals are going to be disappearing. So let's just take a look. The plugin I'm talking about is Astra Pro, which extends the functionality of the free Astra theme, and that on a yearly subscription is $59, and you get 20% off the discount renewal, and it is $249 if you're buying the agency bundle, which includes all of these plugins, which makes it a great deal. If you're someone who watches my videos, there's a good chance that you probably own the ultimate add-ons for Beaver Builder, and when I bought this I was able to discount what I paid on that against the bundle, and I'm sure that's probably still the case, but you will need to talk to Brainstorm Force about that. Now, when I did buy it, I wasn't sure what I was going to use because I thought I was set, but now I am using the Pro add-on. I am using premium sites, or going to be using those. Now, you don't need that for what I'm showing in this video. You can get away with the free version, which I'll talk about in a minute. And this was added since I bought it, Schema Pro, which looks really good, and I think I should be using that, and of course with Ultimate add-ons. So it's a deal that I bought that I didn't think I necessarily needed, but I was really, I guess, with it, I had a bit of faith in what I thought Brainstorm Force were going to come out with, and the deal was too good. So I bought it at, well, less than this because of my discount on UABB. So it's probably time to start thinking about whether you do need this package or you think it might be useful to get the lifetime deal with it. It's expected to go in a couple of months when they've reached certain targets, and of course they'll be letting everybody know about that as well. Okay, so that's enough on pricing. Let me talk a bit about what it's doing for me. So I've been talking on other videos and in our podcast about the fact that I'm productizing our web building services. So this started really with setting up hosting and care plans, and I use WooCommerce and a single page to collect subscriptions for that. And as we're moving more towards it, I'm doing less invoicing and trying to set things up as products. Now, the other day, last week, in fact, I needed to very quickly turn this hidden site into something that looked like a shop, and I'm going to show you it now. This isn't how it's going to look when it's open at the end of the year, but I needed something rather than single pages where someone had a proper cart and could select different products and add them to the cart and go through checkout. And I had, in fact, I changed the theme a couple of times since I've been running this, but when I added Astra Pro, it just gave me all the options I needed and allowed in a couple of hours for me to set something up that looked half decent. So this is now going to be what I'm going to use for what will later be our main site. But it also made me think about, particularly with Astra sites, about another problem that I had, and that was that I was always turning away people who came to us asking could we build them an e-commerce shop, because even though I was familiar with WooCommerce, we ran a shop for 5 years and use WooCommerce, and I've been using it for a long time, and I've built some other sites with it. I felt that the clients that came to us on limited budgets with no experience of running a shop weren't really ready for that. And it was easier to send us Shopify, where there was a less of an outgoing. There was just that month's payment, and they could find out what they needed as they went for themselves. I think Astra Sites allows me to change that into a different product now, because with one click, and I can just show some of the options here, you can literally install any of these templates, and they've got some WooCommerce particular ones here, which I love, because they've actually, when you import all of this, you import all of the pages, all of the setup for it, and also they've sort of created their own sort of relevant products as well to these different types of sites, and they've been adding to these. So now it gives me the option to be able to say, okay, well, I can set you up a site like this already there really within one click, and we can spend the time looking at what you're going to need in terms of any add-ons and learning what is involved in that. So I can make that a product, and then any further responsibility for that shop and buying extensions. And as we know, when there's a major update to WooCommerce, there's typically something that might break that needs care. They can take the responsibility of this on an ongoing basis. It just is an easy way to get somebody started. And I'm keen to do that rather than send people to a third-party Shopify. I'd rather people be in the WordPress open source community with us on that. So I think that it's going to solve some problems there. So this will be a product in the future. So, okay, let me go over to my live demo site, and we'll go in to the back end just first. I don't think I can cover everything here. When you've installed the Pro version of Astra, the plugin, then you've got all these options to tick on. These are all the add-ons, and they keep getting added to. I've turned on, obviously, WooCommerce here. And yeah, one of the things I guess about WooCommerce sites is that in terms of other designs that we do, we generally have to think about the layout of those sites. But when it comes to something like WooCommerce, there's a certain expectation. There's always going to be a product archive page. There's always going to be a cart, which has a familiar kind of layout, and a checkout. And then there's going to be at least a home page, which is going to feature those items. So there's less design. So I think that's where one click comes in. But also, if you notice here, the latest thing that's been released is this one called Lifter LMS. So the learning management system, this is a plugin, Lifter LMS. And if you like, they set this up so there's also going to be Astra sites available for this. So I've had previously clients that have come for a learning management system, and again I've turned those away. So I could do a very similar thing, because how courses are displayed is a similar layout, and I believe Brainstorm Force are going to be adding to this, so it won't just be the Lifter LMS plugin that they are going to integrate into Astra Pro, but other ones as well in the future. So that might be more products for me as well. Let me just show you, because I can't cover all of this in this video. Maybe I'll do others on this. Let me just go over to Astra Sites, which I've also got installed. And here it's just the same as what you can see on their own page. Let's just go back again, and you can select the page builder you're using. Of course, that's Beaver Builder in my case. And it's just a case of you can take a full look at the site and click around on it so you can see how it's functioning, and then it's just a case of importing this site. So what you can do is you can keep doing this on one site, because you can get a reset plugin. There's a few out there where it will completely wipe out your databases, so you've got a clean slate, and then you can then import one of these. Now on my live demo you won't be able to do this, because when it creates your new site it strips out the license, and so you'll be asked for your license here. So you won't be able to do it, but you will be able to take a look at how it works in the back end here. And as I said, you don't necessarily need the pro version of it, because there are a lot of free sites. So I've done this on this one. I'm not sure if this is a free one, but this didn't have a shop, and what you could do instead is just add WooCommerce, let that set up the shop for you, and then you can import, because if you didn't know this, with WooCommerce in the folder there is the products that you can just import like this. So these are the Woo products, so you can create this. And the beautiful thing about this is that it will take all of the styling in the theme. So the Astra Pro plugin really helps to do that with Astra Theme, just takes all that styling out. So I thought I'd just quickly mention that. Okay. So I think now, just to finish off, mostly I'd like you, or encourage you, to take a look for yourself, but I'll just quickly go over some of the main features with WooCommerce here. So most of it is done through the customizer. I'm going to go over to a product page over here, and we'll go into the customizer. Okay. Give that a little bit of time. As you can expect with me, it's slow internet. Okay, so we're loaded in. There's a previous save. Let's just get rid of that. So one thing I did like about this is that I'm recording this on my laptop, so it's a very small screen. There's not a lot of space, but I do like that you can just hide the controls over here, and it will just move everything out of the way so you can take a proper look at things. So most of the stuff here, there is a tab now for WooCommerce, so I'll just quickly take a look at that. And this just has some basic stuff that's largely in the back end of WooCommerce. So you can have a store notice which sticks a banner over the top here with your text here, and you can enable that if you're not selling products at the moment. I've needed to use that before when we've needed to stop taking payments from people. You can here set up how you show items on the page here, so you can just show products as you like here, but you can also show categories as well, or categories and products. You can also set here how these are going to display the products here, which is going to show first whether average ratings, or you're going to do it by price. And here for the category displays, you can show subcategories of products and the categories. Let me go out, and you can also set the sizes of your images, main images, and your thumbnail images, and how they are going to be cropped over here. So that's pretty much what's covered in that little section. Most of the work is over at layouts, where you've also got another WooCommerce tab added there. Now let me first just mention something which I couldn't find initially, and that's this little cart thing over here, which I love. This makes it so much easier for visitors when they're placing their orders. Now you need to add this to the menu, so you need to go to the primary menu, and to turn on and off that, you decide whether you're going to select WooCommerce or none here. And you can also style these. Now, I think with my slow net, I'm not going to be able to show you everything as it is. Let's just go into general. So here you've got the header cart icon, so you've got some choices. So we've got bag, you can have cart or basket. I'm not going to switch those, but if I just go to one of the other sites here, you can see there's a basket. And as you can see on this one, it's also showing the price, which isn't on the site we are looking at. And you can, let me just go over there, you can decide to display the cart totals as the other one is, and the title if you want. You've also got some styling over these, so you can decide whether the bag, cart or basket has an outline or a fill with the color. And also on here we've got the sales notifications here. As you can see, that's set to circle, but you can set that to circle outline or square and square outline on that. So that's what we've got here. Now let's get to the main sections here. So let's go to the shop page, which is what we're on at the moment. So you've got some options here to be able to basically style the layout of these. And I've actually gone for this list view on the site that I've set up. So the list view is putting the content over to the right of this, and I've selected 2 columns. So it's not your typical style here. I could add this with Astra by just changing these, and you can obviously just slide up for how many columns you want of your product. So you can really only get about 3 in when you've got a sidebar here. Now you can go elsewhere to remove your sidebar from any of the WooCommerce pages, so I'm not going to go over to that, but you can find those in your sidebar options for the site and treat WooCommerce independently. I think you can have them right and left as well, and you can set the widths of these. So this one's got sidebar, we got those. You can decide how many products you're going to display on a page. And you've got all of these wonderful options to be able to move your image so you can have a zoom in and a zoom in on fade. Again, as I say, with my slow net, I think it might be a little bit too slow to go through all the options. There we are. And also, what have we got here? We can decide whether we're going to have the page title. So by default, you'll have something saying shop on the top there, but it's not. It's been removed. The breadcrumbs showing you where you are on the site have been removed here. And we've got a display of the toolbar, which is, I believe this is what the toolbar is. And here we can just easily turn on and off what we actually want to show for each of the products here. The short description can be added in, and the add to cart button can be added here. So this is great. Let's have a look at our product styling. We can decide whether we want to have that left, center, or right for the text here. We've got the ability, and it's on here as you can see, to add in some box shadow and hover shadow. So here we can see here, so it's given this outline. On mine here, you'll see I've taken off on hover the outline, so this just comes down. As you can see here, I've got this zoom and fade in effect. Let's go back, and we can also, we've got some padding styles for the button. Now I'm not sure if that's been added, because there's another extension being added to Pro which allows you to do a lot of spacing with items on your theme. So I'm not sure if that's added to that. It may be. And the shop pagination, we've got great options there. Infinite scroll, which I love for a lot of sites, which just means that it just keeps scrolling without having to click through. And you've got a lot of options over your styling of your pagination here. So that's kind of default. I've left it on, but you can have some round circles and squares here. Okay, so the other thing that these are the 2 wow things for me. I really love the quick view. Now, this is what quick view does. When you click on this, I hope it's going to show okay while we're in here. Yeah, it just brings up the information here. And I think this is great when you've got products with lots of variables. So if it's a t-shirt and you've got large, medium and small, on a normal WooCommerce shop, you have to click through to the product to be able to select that. With this, if you've got that, you can just do it from the quick view, so you can stay on your archive page. So really like that. And also we've got the there we are, so we can have that disabled. So I've got a sidebar with the content on here, but I can decide to, I'm going to put this on with button, hopefully it will show. We can have this nice off canvas sidebar. Just give it a little moment. There we are. Now I need to remove the proper sidebar, but as you can see here, it will bring in off canvas options here, and those will be filled up and nicely styled with the things that you place in terms of your widgets there. So I kind of like that. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers there. You've obviously got some, you can set your widths to custom widths on your page here as well. So I think that's pretty much all I would need for this. Let me go and have a look at the other settings. And cart page is fairly simple. Single product page. Let's go to that. We need that next. So again, we've got a similar situation. Let's go into one of these products so we can take a look at it. We can again turn on and off what we don't need there. We can add an Ajax cart button, which isn't a standard. You can't see it on here. Or yes, you can see it's doing it. Now, this is something that's not in WooCommerce. You can't turn that on in WooCommerce. You can obviously do the Ajax stuff on the archive pages, but here you can do it on the single product pages. You've got this neat option to be able to show your gallery over to the left, and you've also got the option to be able to show your tabs in a different position. So the layout is horizontal here, and I can set them to vertical, and I can also decide not to show them at all. Now, there is one slight bug at the moment which I think needs to get fixed. If you have your content boxed and you turn off display products, you know, if you've got a gray background area and it's boxed in there, you tend to find that the white background area goes right up to the top there. So I'm sure they're going to fix that soon. I've reported that. So there's that, and you can decide whether you display related products on this page as they are here, or upsells as well if they're set up. And that is pretty much it, and decide how many you're going to have in a column over here. So there's a lot of great stuff here. I really like the fact that you can also decide how much the image is going to take up as well of the space on the side there. Okay, I think that single product's done. A lot of options you just don't get, and I think this is absolutely fabulous. You can also turn on and off that, which I didn't mention. The cart page doesn't have much. It just gives you a box to whether you can add your upsells. Let's go to our cart, shall we? It is nicely styled though. Again, it's kind of more modern. It just looks great out of the box. So we can see that here. That's all there is on the cart page. It's the checkout where we've got a ton of really useful options here. Now let's go to checkout so I can just briefly explain them. Now I won't necessarily use all of these. So the first one is, if we turn that one, we've got two-step checkout, which a lot of people say helps with conversion. No, and to be able to offer that, so you can just take the details off someone and then they move forward to their order next. That kind of keeps things clean. I love the fact with this you can use these as placeholders. Now I've turned this on and it really, I don't know if it's going to show you, it's great. This disappears, but when you start to type your name, it brings it back as well. So, you know, from usability point of view, it's really nicely done, much better than the defaults on that. And you can just decide to show it in the regular way. I think there's lots of debates over this, which works best, whether you should have the name solely above it. But I like the fact that when you start typing, it reminds you of what field you're in. Really important stuff. Love that. Okay, so what else? Decide whether you're going to display any order notes. Display the coupon field, which is really handy. I like to see that got rid of. If you've not got any coupons, if you're not taking any discounts and that, it's best not to have it, because as we know, people go searching around the internet instead of making their purchase to see if they can get a discount, and you don't want them to do that. What else? Persistent checkout form data. I'm not actually quite sure what that does. I think it's just, yes, if the visitor accidentally reloads the checkout page, it keeps their details. That seems sensible to always have that ticked on, I would imagine. Okay, and that's it. So the form width again can be set as you like it on there. You can set your own custom widths on that. I need to move over to your order so you can see the display out there when that's here. I haven't taken payment methods here, so it's just telling me that. And let me just take off the 2 steps so you can see how it looks when we're not using that process. And again, I really like this. I like the way that it's just cleanly laid out to the side, and it just kind of looks nice all around. So there's an awful lot of options there, and I love it. There probably are things, I'm talking about this theme, and maybe some of you are wondering, well, why don't I just adopt Astra anyway for all of my sites instead of the Beaver Builder theme? Well, I think, there are sort of checks and balances with these things. This is my perspective on it. I like the Beaver Builder theme. For many, it's a criticism that the slow development on it. For me, that's often a good thing. I think they take their time on products. It's a very slow moving product. You know that everything's going to work exactly as it is. I think with other themes which are growing very quickly, there maybe is a chance that you're going to come across some more bugs and have that issue, but it's really nice to have the functionality. So at the moment, I won't be jumping entirely to Astra, but I absolutely love it for the WooCommerce stuff that it's got there. So I'm going to be using it for that. And I think that's about all I can say. I hope this has been useful to someone. If you like this video, then please give me a like. And if you like videos like this, then please subscribe to my channel. And I hope to catch you on another video soon. Bye-bye.